Shalom everybody, and I'm happy to see you. I'm here in the Galilee and just taking a walk around the block. It's such a beautiful day up here. It's late afternoon, sun's going down, and I'm just going for a walk around the block. That's what it looks like, a block up here. What I want to do today is, as a bunch of you join, is I want to talk a little bit about the situation in America and maybe give some Torah insights into the situation to help us navigate it, to understand it. Just my thoughts. This week, those of you who joined us, we had a study session with Rabbi Simmons about Abraham, the patriarch Abraham, and his mission. And one of the things that struck me about the whole talk, that actually I learned from Rabbi Simmons, was that the Tower of Babel, the whole story about Migdal Babel, had a big impact on Abraham. And, Rabbi Simmons shared with us that really we're living through that again, right now. We're living through that whole episode again. Because what happened at the Tower of Babel? All of the people united as one. They were all speaking one language clearly. And because of that, they were working together as one to achieve their goal. And what was the goal that they were trying to achieve? They used the technology of building the bricks. They became expert brick builders, strong bricks. They could take the raw material and burn them in the oven until they were super hard, which allowed them to build this giant tower. And they united to build the tower all the way up to the heavens. And it's kind of ironic that the same week that the United States sent this rocket straight up into the heavens, to the space station circling the Earth, up to the highest heavens, trying to reach the heavens. And it really struck me how the technology today was being used to achieve mankind's dream. And just shows you what the possibilities are when we unite together using the technology, what's possible. And that's what they were doing back then. They tried to gain control of their world, control over their environment, by uniting in their technological advancement to achieve the seemingly impossible, to compete seemingly with the Almighty, with God. And the story didn't end well. So I think as we think about it and want to understand why it didn't go well, it'll give us some insights into today. See, when they wanted to try to reach the heavens and take total control over their world, what happened is the Almighty said, no. You think you've got control over the environment, you think you've got control over your technology and your world. This is not going to help you fulfill your purpose. The whole reason I created you was so that you could have a relationship with me. And now what you're doing is, you're trying to be me. You're trying to take technology and show that you are in control of the world, independent of me. And that's not why I created the world. And what allowed them to do that was that they were united in this one human purpose. And the languages were confounded and the people were dispersed, going to the different languages in their different nations, so that they wouldn't be able to continue doing it. So on one hand, we see the power of uniting, the united purpose, but we see when the purpose is taking us away from God, thinking that we're the ones in power. Kochi va'otzem yadi, asali et hachayil hazeh, we say, that the power and the strength of my hand achieved this amazing, powerful result. When we are living with that reality, we think we can do anything, and that we don't need God. And that's not why we're here. The Almighty created us to allow us to choose to have a relationship with Him and recognize and acknowledge that everything comes comes from him. So, if you think about it, when do you have peace amongst brothers? When they unite under a common authority. Someone who they love, someone who they trust, and someone who they fear that if they go against them, they'll lose the relationship. That's the relationship between a king, a loving king, and a king who's beloved by the people, and a tyrant. So, as long as you have a common, united, recognized authority that people love and respect, then you'll have peace amongst the followers, peace amongst the brothers. The minute that you lose respect for the authority, the wisdom, you don't care if you lose the relationship with them, that's when you're going to get into trouble. People will rebel. Everybody will go on their own way, and they'll unite under a lower authority. So if it's not the king, if you don't trust the king, you'll rebel against the king and create another group under the leadership of somebody whose values you trust and respect, that you want to be part of that mission, and that you don't want to lose your opportunity to be part of that team. So maybe it'll drop down to the state level, to your governor. And if some people lose the respect and the love and the trust of the governor, it'll go down to the street level. And if that doesn't work, you can't unite under that authority, it'll go down to the street level, the block level, until it's every man for himself. That's what happened. That was the ultimate result of the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel was, they united under human purpose. But each human being is subjective. Each human being have our own desires, our needs, our wants, our drives. So, if the foundation of our society is to achieve the human goal, we might temporarily unite under a commonly accepted authority. But as we start achieving our goals and being successful, I'm going to say, well, wait a second, I don't exactly agree 100% with what that leader wants. I have a little bit different viewpoint. This is all about achieving our human goals. So you'll drop down to a smaller group that has their own special interest that people identify with. And eventually that won't be able to work for everybody, because each one of those people in that small special interest group have their own dreams and desires that are separate and aren't going to be developed by the group. So you drop down to a smaller level and a smaller level and a smaller level until the world is full of people, each and every one, just trying to achieve their own goals, using their resources to achieve their own goals. And if anybody tries to stop me, I'm going to have to fight them in order to allow me to achieve my goal. That's what happened in the Tower of Babel. You might start out united, but when the goal is a human goal, a human purpose, and people have the ability to act on their own desires, they will. They will. It's all about rights, human rights, my rights. What AVRAHAM did, AVRAHAM came to change that. And he said, this isn't all about rights. This isn't all about achieving what I think is my potential and achieving what I think I'm here for. This is all about achieving what my true objective potential is, which only the Almighty Creator of the universe, the one who created me, understands what my potential is and what's going to give me my greatest satisfaction. in this world, in this life. And that is, he wants me to have a relationship with him. So ultimately, the only way we're going to be able to unite all of humanity and have no war is if we can unite under one beloved, trusted, single authority. And the only one that could be that is the Almighty Creator, King of the universe. And that's why we say in Torah that the mandate really of Am Yisrael, of the nation of Israel, is the Teken Olam V'Muchut Shakai, to repair the world under the kingship of the Almighty. That's our purpose. That's what we're here to accomplish. So, I don't want to go into details to extrapolate that to the situation in America. I'm thinking of doing that in a whole series of seminars that we're going to do. I'm going to be speaking with some of you later today and tomorrow. Decide the framework of how to do it is to actually go through our Bible sources and understand what the purpose of creation is, going through story by story, all the way beginning from Adam and Eve, and working our way all the way through the 5 books of Moses, to try to understand what the message is for Israel and for the nations, to achieve our potential, to fix the world. So that's all for today. I hope you had a good time walking around the block with me. And you can see some beautiful flowers here. Take a look at these. Gorgeous. And if you have any questions, so take a look at that seminar about AVRAHAM. I'll leave a link for the seminar if you missed it. It's a little hard to hear, but again, I think we're going to be doing a big review, but starting all the way at the very beginning, the creation story, and understanding the whole story of Adam and Eve, what the mistake was, how they made the mistake, story of Cain and Abel, working our way down to the story of Noah and the flood, moving on to Abraham, and then all the way through Isaac and Jacob and Israel, Joseph, and the whole book of Genesis. We're going to do it through a whole series of sessions. Probably I'm also going to get into details I'm going to be working out with a small group of you later today and tomorrow. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Whoops. Sun's, that's better. Hang on. I hope you all have a wonderful week. And blessings to everybody, that we have a quiet week in America, and that everybody stays healthy. Schools are open. My grandchildren are back at school in Israel, and they're not bringing home corona, but they're bringing home colds and other, what happens when you send kids to school. So I have a son and a daughter, both got sick, not COVID, but the regular stuff that you get when you send a whole bunch of little kids to school. And they bring home here. Just want to show you these beautiful flowers here. Wait, here we go. We got beautiful weeds here. So my blessing to everybody is that you have a wonderful week, a healthy week, a peaceful week, that everybody should get the blessing that they need and that they want, they desire, to help them fulfill their potential. All right, shalom from the Galilee. I'm home.